interaction while we're waiting. So invite somebody else. If you're on holiday and you're here, I truly appreciate you. I know some people are on holiday and I've just seen them come in. Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm not taking it for granted at all. I truly appreciate you. I know. Thank you so much, because I didn't expect that. So thank you. Minderville, Chatham, On Church, Kent. Thank you so much, beautiful. Thank you. Cyprus, thank you. Wow. So yes, thank you so much. I know a lot of people. Okay, Chatham again, thank you. Thank you, Sister Christine. It's your first time, actually. I know. I was expecting another Christine, but I think I know who you are now because I've just seen where you. So thank you, and I welcome you because I think this is your first time, right? You can put it on the chat. I think I know that, Sister Christine. So if it's your first time, so we say welcome to PTB. Okay, welcome. You are. Oh yes, it is you. Thank you. So I guess you knew PTB through me anyway. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for dialing in. Thank you for always showing up. I appreciate it so much. And I just want to say that once you're in once, please, you are a family member. You're a PTB family member. You're part of the community. And we meet every last Friday of the month unfailingly, except obviously, like last month we didn't meet, but someone wasn't happy with me that we didn't meet. And she said, oh, I know you traveled, but even if you're not around, please call me and I'll help you to anchor it. And I thought, wow, that is so beautiful. That really touched my heart. So thank you. So it means that even if I'm not around, there's always someone to help me to anchor PTB, which is fantastic for me. I love to collaborate like always. I think it's a beautiful thing that when we are here, we understand that we are all together and helping each other out. It's so good. So tonight, without much ado, PTB is an online platform when women, we come together, we talk, we discuss ideas, we collaborate, we pray as well on Sundays. Some people are part of the prayer team every Sunday, you know, day in and day out. They are always on just praying for, you know, issues, things that we know, maybe women have confided in. Obviously, there are no names, but I believe that God knows their name. So we do all of these things behind the scene. And by God's grace, next year, it's going to be bigger and better. I have a few ideas that God has started to give me to begin to shape it. Like I said, this year, after 5 years, we are registered. And also, I'm so grateful also to share that we now have our own bank account, which is so fantastic. So we're going into the right direction. So please, I will be asking for money because money is needed to fund so many things behind the scenes. There are things that, you know, God has laid in my heart. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be £2, it can be £5, whatever God has laid in your heart. But trust me, I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to tell you what we're using your money for. So thank you so, so much. So over the years, please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, I'm going to share the YouTube details. Please do subscribe. Look back at the topics that we have done. I can tell you that they're informative. I can tell you that they're knowledgeable. I can tell you that you're going to have a lot of insights into things. It would make you wiser. I always say, if you've been coming here for 5 years, I've seen women transform over 5 years. I've seen women who were timid, who were not confident, and I began to see, you know, how PTB has started to shape lives, really. I've seen women, you know, who have progressed in their career, and that's what I love to see because it means that we are empowering one another. No one knows it all. I'm learning from you as you're learning from me, and as we're all learning from our baton passers. So without much ado, tonight's baton passer, drum roll, we have Coach Omo. So Coach Omo, in fact, someone introduced me to her, and then I found out that she's actually a cousin to somebody that I genuinely love. Oh my God, I only found out, I think, a few days ago, and that even made me to love her the more because what? And I'm saying to her also that I'm not sure how that person has not invited her for PTB before, but that's another topic that I'm going to have with that person. So let me speak about just a little bit of her profile. Omolabake Olaoye, fondly known as Coach Omo, is an influential leader, a transformational speaker, and a purpose-driven mentor. She is a certified member of the John Maxwell Leadership Team, one of the world's most respected leadership development organizations, where she upholds leadership values rooted in integrity, growth, and impact. As part of this global network, she is dedicated to empowering individuals and organizations with the principles of intentional living and effective leadership. Professionally, Coach Omo is a consultant business analyst, a transformational trainer, and the founder of Eclat, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, Impression and Evolance, a training, branding, and mentoring platform that has helped hundreds of aspiring professionals transition into high-value IT careers and startup businesses build their brand. Our influence extends beyond technology and strategy. Coach Omo is a voice of healing and resilience, a woman who has walked through deep personal pain and emerged with wisdom, compassion, and strength. And I believe that a lot of us as women can, attest to that part of womanhood. The journey bets a book, Destiny Comes with Pain, The Price of Purpose and Greatness, where she talks about the journey of brokenness, faith, rediscovery, and transformation. This book has become a lifeline to many who needed to be reminded that pain is not a dead end, it is preparation. Our mission is anchored in service. Through our mentorship programs and leadership teachings, she has helped countless individuals, men and women, including single mothers and stay-at-home moms, to rebuild their identity, regain confidence, find direction, establish financial stability, and step boldly into purpose. Coach Omo is known for her authenticity, her depth, and ability to connect to the heart of people. Her speaking style is honest, insightful, faith-filled, and transformational. She carries the rare ability to take her audience on a journey from pain to purpose, from confusion to clarity, from weakness to strength. And today, I just want to, if you're part of the PTB community, with your reaction button, please, if you just send your hearts to Coach Omo, would love to see that. I'm sure she would love to see that as well. And it's important because I need to mention this. As I was just reading her profile, I know she told me earlier today, and I just remembered now what her daughter is, that I've actually, taught her daughter, because I volunteer also for Kingsgen. And now I kind of see where our daughter takes everything from. Chava was such a young girl, but oh gosh, she can talk for fire. Very confident, very eloquent, and obviously mentoring her. So I've seen her journey and I've seen her thrive. And I want to appreciate you. Congratulations. Thank you so much for saying yes. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you for being on PTB tonight. So I'm just going to let you do your thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, that's a lot to take in terms of all this everything I said. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. I really appreciate you. Thank you, everyone who is here today. If you're here today, I know that you have come for purpose. So thank you so much for inviting me. And I'm going to be speaking to a lot of people. I'm sure that at least one person will hear what I'm going to say today, and it's going to be very transformative for that person. And I will share my screen. Bear me 1 second. Okay, so let's do our thing. Thank you for inviting me once again to pass the baton. I'm going to be speaking and I'm going to be focusing on the pain that prepared me. If you're a woman here, a man here today, I want you to listen carefully. I want you to take your pen and I want you to write something for yourself today, because a lot of people have seen pain in different directions. And one of the things that people tend to see is that they believe that the pain that they go through is a punishment. But I'm going to be speaking in the path of purpose today, because over the years, for my journey, I've seen pain not as a punishment, but as a purpose. And today, who I am today is what pain had taught me. And thank God for that. And I'm going to be talking to people today. If you have your pen, if you have your notepad, please, I need you to write. So before I go into that, like you rightly said, I am a coach, I'm a mentor. I am a business analyst by day 9 to 5. And but after my 9 to 5, I deal in purpose. I help people, different people walk into their purpose. And the reason being that I've over the years saw myself as someone who wants to transform the lives of men. And I'm going to be starting with the silent preparation of pain. Now, I'm going to be talking about my journey at some point, but I want you to understand that if you're a man here, please don't worry. We are going to be talking about whether you're a man or a woman, just take it like that. But I know because the Pass the Baton is basically for women. So every woman here knows what pain is. And what when it comes to carrying pain silently, I'm sure that we all understand what pain is. We carry that pain that looks invisible on the outside, but we feel like it's burying us in the inside. We've been taught a lot of things in life, growing up. I'm sure that a lot of people, whether you're in Africa, you are in the US, whether you grew up from Nigeria, from Ghana, from different places, part of the world, but you know that growing up, one of the things that we see over the years is that we tell ourselves, they tell us, you have to be strong as a woman or as a man. You have to endure life. You don't have to complain. You don't have to complain. You don't let people see you cry. Majority of our men, that's exactly what they tell us. But even in marriage, as you go through marriage, as you go through life, one of the things that people tend to tell you is that, listen, you have to be strong. I remember telling a friend of mine one time, she lost her job, in fact, 2 jobs. And I was telling her, don't worry, you're a strong woman. One of the things she told me was, don't tell me I am a strong woman. I don't like to hear that word. That word strong, people tend to attribute that to a woman. Why? Because they tell you can carry a child, you can multitask, you can do different things at different times. But the pain that we carry inside of us, many people don't understand that pain. And that's why today we want to understand what our pain is and how we can transition or how we can channel that pain into purpose. We know what pain is. We know when we carry it. Look at the woman in the picture. Her face is, she is a straight face, but at the same time, internally, you could tell that there is something that is inside that woman. And that's exactly what we want to talk about today. So we don't talk about it enough. People pray, we go to church, we go to mosque, we go to different places. And at the end of the day, we still come back with that pain. Why? Because we don't understand the pain that we carry. And they tend to tell us that a wise woman builds her home, especially when you are married. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. A wise woman builds her home. And so we hide that pain. Now, the truth is the pain that we carry in our lives, they are not random. From the very foundation of the world, God knows us. He understands you. He knows the journey that you're going to go through in life. Now, one of the things I want you to do as we go along in this journey is I want you to write the most painful thing or experience that you've ever had. If you've ever had any experience in your life, let it be that one thing that you will write down. Why? Because as we journey through this situation or this presentation, I don't call it presentation. As we journey through this purpose, I want you to understand what your pain is. I want you to understand why your pain is there. And so that at the end, the reason why you are here, it will be made known unto you. The truth is your pain is not random. My pain is different from your pain. And that's why when you go to somebody's house or you go to someone and the person tells you their story. I was telling someone yesterday, I said, not even yesterday, today, I told the person, I said, listen, I said, when you go to somebody else's house, when they tell you their story, you will go back to your house and thank God and say, oh my God, even what I've been through or what I'm going through is not enough. It's not far compared to what this person is going through. Right? So the truth is your pain is not random. I want to quote a scripture here. And that scripture is God is telling us, he said something. He said, there is no John, there's no test or there's no way. What's the scripture again? There is no pain that has come to man that God is not aware of. that is not aware of. God is aware of every situation, every detail of your life. So when you, from the very foundation of the world, when you are going through life, there is something that God understands about you, is the end from the beginning. He knows, he understands you. And that's why when you go through that pain, he is in the midst of it. God often trains us in private pain before he presents us in public. And that's why when you look at the people of the world today, one of the things you realize is somebody will tell you their story. You saw the emergence, you saw the person rich, you saw the person wealthy, you saw the person coming out, and people are celebrating those people. But you have not experienced the pain, the journey of pain that the person had gone through. Your pain is not random. That is why your pain is different from mine. Mine is different from yours. That is why when I tell you what I'm going through, you might not understand it, but when you tell me what you are going through, I might not understand, because we are on a different journey. So your pain is not random, it's peculiar to you. Your tears are not wasted. Your struggles are not meaningless. I'm talking to somebody today because sometimes we say, why me? And one of the things that I wrote in my book, Destiny Comes with Pain, is why not you? From the very foundation of the earth, God understands what you go through. So your struggles are not meaningless. So the mere fact that when you come into a country that you don't understand and you have gone through a step in your life that looks meaningless, you thought that that journey has been wasted. It is not wasted. I'm going to tell you something today. And as we go along, you will understand. Pain teaches you. You may not know this, but it teaches you. Have you ever gone through a journey and you've come out of it and you realize that, oh my God, if I'd not gone through that particular situation, then I wouldn't have learned this. Pain teaches you. That's why I said today, write down the most painful thing that you've ever experienced, or the journey that you've been through in your life, and the thing that has hurt you the most, and you felt like you were giving up. You may not know this, but pain teaches you. It teaches you empathy. It teaches you wisdom. It reveals who you really are. In the midst of struggle and pain, that's when you actually know whether you are, you are a patient person, whether you are someone who has, I used to say this a lot. I said, man, you need to have a long suffering. And people tend to laugh. I say, yes, you go from patient to long suffering. Because when you go through the journey of life, it will teach you. It will teach you patience. Pain reveals who you really are. And now prepares you for the rooms you didn't even know existed. And I'm going to be talking in different areas today. One of it is going to be in the area of profession. So pain prepares you for the rooms you don't even know existed. Why? Because in the journey of pain, it's grooming you, it's preparing you, it's pushing you, it's trying you. All of these things all together is pushing you to a place where you can tell your story, where you can get to a place where you can tell the story back to other people, or where you are grown enough that you can be in the midst of people that understands you. Some of the most impactful women on earth, the people that you see, the journey, you see them on stage, you ask yourself, why can't I be like this person? They are shaped more by the scars that they've gone through, that they've had in their lives, that they've had in their body, that they've had in their hearts, that they've had all through their mind, all through every areas of their life. The most impactful women on earth, they are shaped by their scars. You only saw the revealing. What you don't understand is there is a scar. Whether you are black, whether you are white, whether you are young, whether you are old, there is a journey of pain that everyone has to go through. And he said he will be with you in the midst of it. So when you see somebody emerging, the person didn't just fall from the sky. Truth be told, the person has gone through the journey of pain. So I'll say this again, your tears are not wasted. The time you sat down at the kitchen or on the floor of your kitchen floor, or in your sitting room, or the tears that rolls down your cheek on your bedroom, It's not wasted. Or the times that you didn't have any food to eat, or the times that, the pain was so hard that it looks like as if you're going to die. It's not wasted. So what it teaches you is empathy. It teaches you wisdom, the application of knowledge. It teaches you who you really are. It reveals you, because as you begin to journey in that, as you begin to journey every day of your life, what you see is a new you. Let's move forward. Now let me tell you a bit about my story and my why me seasons, so that you can relate to the fact that this is not just a coaching session. It's not just a session of, oh, I'm motivating you. It's a session where I will the story of my life helped me to where I am today. One of the questions I usually ask God over the years is, why am I carrying so much? Why is it? Why me? Why do I have to survive things or things in my life that others don't even understand? Have you ever been in a situation whereby you would drive the good cars, the big cars, you have the best houses, and yet something is missing? That was me. I got into United Kingdom November. This is exactly 16 years that I got into the United Kingdom. We came in November, 2016 years, I believe 2009, November 2009. I hope it's 16 years now. November 2009. Now, we came in briefly and we wanted to explore. I was doing so well in Nigeria, doing perfectly well. I was doing so well. I was enjoying my life. I was a technology consultant. I worked in one of the biggest telecommunications in Nigeria back then. And I was so happy. I just got married. I was so happy. So everything was fine for me. But coming into the UK to explore the UK, I thought, you know what? Let's do it. I was pregnant with my daughter, Chava, as at that time. And then eventually we went back and I came back in February 2010. I gave birth to my daughter and the journey started. When you come in from a place, and I'm speaking this and I'm telling this story based on the fact that I know that a lot of us as women or as men, we have journeyed through this life of whether you have come from a place where you are comfortable to a place where a place of the unknown. I got into United Kingdom and the journey started. The journey of 10 years. The journey of 10 years started. I didn't know it was going to be 10 years of my life that I would go into a place of, I don't want to call it darkness, but I'll call it darkness. Or a period of pain. I came in like a normal person, hoping that by the time I get into this country, I'm going to get the job that I wanted. I'm going to get everything that I wanted. But honestly speaking, that was not the case. I was an IT person. I was an IT specialist back in Nigeria. I believe that my skills would help me here in the UK. Unfortunately, my skill didn't. I got even to the extent of looking for a cleaning job. I didn't get one. But, I always tell myself at that time, I usually tell myself that, you know what, I'm raising my kids, so that's fine. I'm a mom. But inside me, I knew something was missing. I remember one of the days when we went out for, where you have your school reunion. So one of my friends came in and he said, Labake, let's go for a reunion. I went the first time and I got into that place. I saw a lot of my friends, people who we were in school together, university together. Every single person in that place had a very good job, except me. Guess what? Because at that time, I was selling fish. I usually import fish from Nigeria. I will import fish from Nigeria to the UK. And sometimes the customs, they would, confiscate they would take all of my fish, and then I would lose money at the same time. The pain was so much. I got into that place embarrassed. Everybody, they were asking everybody, what do you do? What do you do? You say, oh, I'm a product manager. Oh, I'm a product owner. Oh, I'm a business analyst. Oh, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a developer, I'm a this. And I'm like, okay. And it got to my turn. They asked me the question, what do you do? Oh my God. By the time they were coming, my heart was already beating so fast. And I said to them, well, I'm still at home, but I'm a businesswoman. I, import from Nigeria to the UK. And everybody said, oh yeah, that's good. Oh, this and that. But inside of me, it was an embarrassing moment. From that point, up until the time we finished, though I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it. Please, if you can relate to it, you can just say hi in the comment section. You can relate to the fact that every of your mates or the people around you that you know, they've gone far enough. They've gone far enough. And then some of you, as a person who they look up to, even back in school, was nowhere to be found. I got back home crying that day. I sat down on my kitchen floor. And one of the days I called my brother. I was tired. I was tired. I said, I'm not a lazy person. I'm not a lazy person. Why me? Why do I have to go through this journey? And I'm sure somebody is asking that same question today. Why me? Why do I have to go through this journey? Yours might not be a job. Yours might be something else. And I told my friend that day, I said, you know what? I don't know what is going to happen, but I'm just going to continue. So I went to one of my friends and she said, oh, you know what? Why don't you, if you want to get a good job in this country, you have to become a care worker. I said, okay, I will do it. So I began that journey. I was selling fish. The fish that I was selling was a very lovely fish. In fact, the way I packaged it, I will package that fish so well that before the fish arrives, everybody had bought the fish. But it wasn't what I wanted. Every day of my life, I asked God, what exactly is it? Why? So when my friend told me, she said, you know what, just go to become a support worker or care worker. I said, okay. I got my first job as a care worker. And I was like, what? Not that I'm relegating anybody in that space. Some people, that is their path. But as at that time, I knew that wasn't for me. Striving. When people see me in church, they see me everywhere. They see me as somebody who has everything to offer. But guess who I see? I saw myself as somebody who has nothing, nothing to show for it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it. And then I went. Each time I go out, even though that wasn't the job that I loved, but I went out with joy. I knew one thing, that there is something in it for me. Listen to me, and I'll tell somebody today, whatever job you're doing right now, whatever job that you're doing right now, please don't discard. There is something in it for you. So for every job I go through, for every job that I had at that point in time, before I step into that job, one of my questions is, God, what is in it for me? Don't treat any job as a normal job. Every path you take in life, the path, God knows about it. There is something for you in it. It might not be your destination yet. So for every journey I went through, I was learning. I was learning patience. I was learning how to manage. I was learning how to speak. I was learning how to empathize with people. One of the reasons why God brought me into that place was the fact that I needed to learn empathy. I needed to learn empathy on what I do, for what I do today. So God doesn't just suddenly put things on you. Guess what? One step after another, there is something in it for you. So you don't just walk through a place and say, yeah, that's it. When God allows you to get into a place, you need to find why you are there. Don't say, yes, it's not a job. It's not, let me just do it. Let me just do it. That is not a joy. The path of a righteous man is as a shining light. It moves one, it goes from glory to glory. It goes from one step to another. And your wealth will not come suddenly. Your arising will not come suddenly. There is a step-by-step phase for everything. I went through the journey, been into the care. I wanted to, in the midst of that care job, I said, you know what, I'm going to do my master's degree. I started my master's degree. I wanted to quit the job. And the woman that I was taking care of at that point in time, the kid, the son and the daughter said, come on, our mom loves you so much. Our mom loves you so much. Please don't go. Anything your organization is paying you will pay you double, because your organization said you want to leave. I said, yes, I want to leave. I want to do my master. They said, we won't disturb you. All you need to do is just give our mom food. And if you want to read, read for your master's degree, do all of those things, just do it. Now, that was another miracle for me, but I didn't understand. I thought, yeah, that was the money. That was it. No, it wasn't the money. It was understanding. I learned a lot from the woman, by the way. But the woman, obviously, the woman is late today, but I learned a lot from her. Now, my journey moved from that place. I decided, you know what? What else is in it for me? I cannot stay here. I stayed there about 6 months, and I told myself, I'm not going to do this. This is not who I am. Then I moved from there. I began to take care of, I went into the nursery. By the way, before that time, before I sold fish, I had started taking care of kids. So I did child minding. So I did child minding. I did pick up and drop off children to school. I sold fish. I moved into the care world. To take care of people. Then I moved into the nursery, taking care of children. This one broke my heart. The day I got into, follow my journey. The day I got into that place, I was asking the woman, how much is my pay? Because somebody introduced me. He said, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. The day that they would send my pay slip to me, I was earning minimum wage. I sat down on the floor that day and I cried. I looked at my journey where I was back in Nigeria. When people call you madam and all of those things, that was who I was as at that time. But the journey of humility up until this point, the journey for me was a journey of humility. But when I sat down at that point, the question I asked myself is, do you want to be in this place? But the day I got into the nursery, one of the things I asked God, why am I here? I asked every time. Now, one day I sat down at the corner of the nursery, and I told myself, I need the next step. God, what is the next step for me? So I went through the moments that humbled me. I went through the moments that forced me to ask God if he could still use someone like me, because I felt like I wasn't anywhere. I wasn't anywhere. Now, when I sat down at the corner of the nursery, I said, it's time to go back into what I want to do. I knew at that point it was time. Because at that point, it was as if there was nothing else. And I sat down in the corner of the nursery, and I began to scroll through my phone. When I scrolled through my phone, I wanted to look for something in the area of IT, and something jumped at me. It was a business analysis training. I didn't know what it was at that time. Even though I was an IT specialist, I knew computer science and all of those things, but I didn't know what business analysis was. But when I read through, something told me, read through. I found it interesting. Long and short, I did the training. When I did the training, I saw quite a lot of women in that space. And when I was in the space, I began to tell myself, why business analysis? Why not project management? Why not all of those things? I realized that for business analysis, I had the opportunity to speak with stakeholders. I love speaking. So I had the opportunity to speak with stakeholders, to speak with a lot of people. And I told myself, this is an opportunity to, get people, to speak to them, to understand who they are, to understand their pain point, to understand how to empathize with them. Now, my journey from behind began to, come back. Why do I have to go through this journey? My seasons did not end there. The money, I couldn't get it. But I kept on moving. I kept on moving. I kept on pushing. I kept on pushing. I'd have friends from US send me money. I'd have people from different places, thank God for my parents, send me money. But I was pushing. I knew this was what I wanted. I wanted to be able to talk to people. I wanted to be able to, whether it's project or not, I just wanted to be able to speak, engage. Long and short of the story, I became a business analyst. Today, I'm a consultant business analyst. Now, why did I tell that story? It's not because I know how to do it best. It's because it's a journey of 10 years that humbled me. The moment I got my business analysis job, I told myself, I am going to train as many people as possible. I'm going to help people in this area, and I'm going to help people not survive, thrive. Because I found out that at the point in my life, I had what we call inferiority complex. At the point in my life, I would go to church. I left my church for some time because I decided, you know what, I can't stand, because a lot of people were professionals. A lot of people were professionals. I knew I needed to withdraw back so that I can emerge. In the season of withdrawal was when I began to find myself. In the season of withdrawal, that's when I began to find myself. Today, I have the training platform where we train people in business analysis and some other training courses. We brand organizations. I am a part of, I'm a member of John Maxwell Leadership Team. I'm also an author of Destiny Comes with Pain. I've met with global people, not because of anything, but because in the midst of my journey, I found myself. I found my speaking voice. I was able to help people in several areas to become who they were meant to become. Now, let's move forward. The preparation of pain, not the woman I was, but the woman I needed to be. One of the things that pain taught me is that there were lessons I would never learn in comfort. And I'm sure that a lot of people, for a lot of people, for you, you will realize that when there is comfort, you don't learn anything. You enjoy. There were lessons that you can never learn when it comes to comfort. We all love comfort. We all love to sit in our homes. We all love to enjoy. But guess what? That will not teach us anything. There was a fire that I would never have developed with ease. I would never have developed my skills with ease. I would never have developed myself with ease. I would never have prayed with ease. I would never have done a lot of things with ease. I would never have developed myself up until this point with ease. Why? If pain had not pushed me, there was a strength I would never have grown without struggle. Resilience, persistence, ability to do more, wake up in the middle of the night and I keep on moving. Read books. I've learned how to stand firm, how to fight, how to speak boldly, how to trust God even when I didn't understand Him. In the 10 years of my life, many I didn't speak about, but in the 10 years of my life, I'd learned a lot. I remember when the doctor told me that the son I had in my womb had 1 to 2 risk of Down syndrome. I carried the journey of pain of 7 months in that season. Was painful only to me because no one knew about it. There are several pains that you go through in life that you will think this journey is a journey of self, of alone, a journey where nobody can go with you except you and God. The journey of when you need to pray, when you need to pray by yourself, kneel down in front of God and ask questions, honest questions. The journey of of being able to fight that battle alone. Let me tell you one thing. Your journey to purpose is a lone journey. Your husband will not go with you. Your wife will not go with you. Your brother will not go with you. Your sister will not go with you. They don't understand the pain that you carry. They don't understand that pain. Nobody understands it except you. So if you think that your brother, your husband, your wife is going to help you, nobody is coming to save you. The day you stand firm and tell yourself, it is me, myself, and I, is the day your breakthrough starts. Your realization starts. So if you're a stay-at-home mom and you believe that your husband is coming to save you, you are joking. Because the day God created you, God did not create you, husband and wife. There's no, I tell people, and I say it jokingly, there's no Mr. and Mrs. in heaven. Every man for himself. So the concept of purpose is a lone concept. The people that are waiting for your manifestation are out there. So if you sit down at home doing nothing, those people are waiting. The endless expectation of creation, they wait for the manifestation. People are waiting for your manifestation. And if you sit down in a place not being able to excel, not being able to push yourself to destiny or push yourself because you are going through a pain and you feel that pain is a pain of, a pain of rejection, then please think again. The day you stand and tell yourself, I am who God says I am. I am the person that I'm meant to be. I need to push towards purpose in the midst of pain. He said, when you go through the fire, he said it will not burn you. He said, when you go through the water, you will not be able, it will not overshadow you. You will go through it. You will come. There is no temptation that has come upon man that God is not aware of. He said it will take you, it will make a way of escape. So why do you sit down in your pain? I've learned to trust God even when I didn't understand it. I've learned how to help others heal. Why? Because I went through the pain. If you stay in your pain, the people that you are supposed to help, they are drowning. Your pain is not just your story, it's your assignment. I've learned to stand firm in the midst of pain. When things are tough, I've learned not to give up. So listen, what pain prepares you for three different things: your character, your capacity, and your compassion. So it prepares your character because in the midst of pain, it's shaping your integrity, your patience, your depth of knowledge, your clarity of purpose. Whilst you're journeying in the pain, let me tell you one of the things, if you read one of the things that pain will help you to do is to understand the people that surround you. Know the people that are around you. Sometimes you will lose friends. In fact, not sometimes, many times you will lose friends. It brings integrity out of you. So when you go through the pain, where exactly are you going? Are you walking in the path of integrity? Or are you dubious in your ways? That's exactly what pain. That is why you see a lot of people when they go through survival. They can do anything to survive. Are you going to do anything dubious to survive? Are you going to do anything shady to survive? Or are you going to walk in that path of righteousness, in that path of integrity, in that path of patience, in that path of clarity? That what exactly is in it for me in this faith? That's exactly what pains you. Pain prepares your capacity. Everything you are praying for needs a stronger version of you. Listen, the you that was there 10 years ago is not the you that will be 10 years from now. When you talk about capacity, you want to become somebody in the future and you don't want to leave the position you are. I'm telling you the truth. You cannot live there. And that's why some people are still there. I was telling a friend of mine, I'll tell you the story real quick. I had a friend of mine where way back, we were in church together back in Nigeria. And 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, he came to me and he was talking to me about, oh, you know what? I'm tired of this. And God had told me he needs to leave that place. That church is not, I mean, it's a wonderful church, right? But I told him right there that I said, you need to leave. He said, I know. Habake, I'm going to leave. Habake, I'm going to leave. This guy is, when you talk about somebody that loves music, this guy, I want to speak my Nigerian English right now. I should have blown. That's the way I saw it. The guy was still in that place. 3 years ago, he called me, oh, Labaki, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I said, I told you 2 years ago to leave. Why are you not leaving? The guy was still in the same place. I'm talking about you, right? Last year, the guy came to me. They did X, Y, Z to me. I said, I told you to leave. You are still the same person that you were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Why are you still the same person? Why are you still the same person? You should have long gone and built your life. Your story should have changed. Why? Because if you had left, this is not who you should have been. Guess what? This month, this guy called me. He is still the same person who was 7 years ago. He's still the same person now. Expand your tent. Lengthen your cords. There is no way that God will bring you into a position that you are meant to be when you are still in the same place. Fear affects people. Inferiority complex affects a lot of people. Whatever is affecting you, fear has torment. Fear has what? Fear has torment. Fear has what? Fear has torment. So pain prepares your capacity. So if you don't understand that the capacity that you have, when it comes to the concept of pain, it is preparing you for it, then many people, God forbid, many people die in the pain. Everything you are praying for needs a stronger version of you. And for you to get the stronger version of you, you need to constantly understand what your pain is and move in the midst of your pain. Some blessings are heavy. Some blessings are so heavy. So if you don't understand who you are right now, guess what? You will be in that place. The grace, the ability that God has given unto you, the capacity God has given unto you is beyond you. If what you are seeing right now is not beyond you, then you have not seen anything. Pain trains your muscles. So when you are in the midst of pain, be asking God, what is the next step? Be pushing yourself. Even when you don't have the money, find it. Train yourself. A lot of people sit down. I've trained a lot of people. I want to train a lot of people. And some people come to me and they say, oh, I don't have the money. I said, when I was doing my business analysis training, I didn't have the money. I did not have the money. The guy will tell me 690. I say, yes, I have it. I'll look for it. I say, how can I pay? Can I pay in installment? Please let me pay in installment. And I will pay in installment. I will pay. One day, one of my friends came and he said, Habake, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing that and I did money. The guy gave me, thank you. I want to pay. That was how I paid. My training, even though the starting fee was 699, by the time I finished the training, I've spent over 5,000 pounds. Yes, how did I get the money? I don't know. I don't know. Pain trains your muscles. It gives you capacity. It gives you capacity. Pain prepares your compassion. Let me tell you one thing that you don't know today. God will never send you to heal people from wounds you don't understand. That is why somebody who had gone through miscarriages several times can talk to somebody who is going through miscarriage, what he had gone through. That's why some of you will say, oh, he doesn't understand what I'm going through. And that's why when you go through your journey of pain, you can bring others. Why? Because you've been through it. You understand the pain that the person went through. Pain prepares you for compassion. For compassion. So whatever you are going through now, let me tell you again, it is not for you. It is for the people that God has sent you to. So when you go through it and survive it, when you go through it and overcome it, there is a story to tell. There is a story to tell. When I went through my journey of when they told me my son had 1 to 2 risk of Down syndrome, I didn't tell my husband, I didn't tell anybody, I didn't tell my dad, I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell anybody. It was just me and God. And I began to, that period, I went to look for confessions. I went to look for different things that could help me. I didn't tell nobody. Guess what? That period was the period I saw children with Down syndrome the most. Has that ever happened to you that you want to buy a car and you just saw the car, all of a sudden you just realize that the car is what is all over the town. Before you start going, you just start going around and you see the car and everything. That's exactly the way it was. That period was the period when my church decided to, bring children who are children with disabilities and everything to pray for them. And I was heavily pregnant with my son. I would take my son's scan result and I will put it on the altar and I'll be dancing. Nobody knew. One of the days, a friend of mine came and he said, no, one of the members of the choir said, oh, I love the way you carry your body. I said, if you know what, I was telling myself, if you know what is inside, if you know the pain I'm going through, the journey of 7 months, it was like 7 years. I was carrying that baby. It was my son was big. Well, guess what I was doing? In the midst of it, I didn't shed one tear. I took the scripture and I began to eat it. I confessed this boy to life. His head, his hand, his everything. The only thing I went to do was to take the scan result to my pastor. And I said, Pastor, you pray in this place. Please, this is my son's scan result. Take it. The moment, when you are praying, it will be soaking the anointing. When my boy came out, it came out perfect. I could tell my story. That moment, everyone who wanted a child, who wanted something, they began to come to me. And they began to say, you know what? I started a prayer forum at that point in time. Why? Because I went through it. God will never send you to heal people from wounds you don't understand. Let's go. Now, we call this forum passing the baton or pass the baton. What you must hand to the next woman. Now, let me ask you a question. What batons are you passing today? What baton are you passing today? Not just money, not just advice, not just opportunities. You're passing strength. You're passing wisdom. Listen, woman, and I want to say this over and over again. The generation that is rising must be a generation of women with courage, women who can stand, women with wisdom and strength, women with principles, with resilience, faith, healing, women who can stand in the place of authority. I've seen a lot of women sit down. If you're in Nigeria, or if you're in Africa, or when you come into another country like the UK, the US, many people begin to understand the mindset and the mentality that we had. In Africa, a woman can suddenly sit down at home and say, oh, I'm a, what do you call it? What do you call it again? Housewife. I'm a housewife. Because my husband, has money. When I used to speak on TikTok, I met this woman, this grandma. She helps the widows. And she was telling me the story of a woman who married a footballer. You know how rich they are. She gave back to the first child, the second, the third, the fourth. On she was pregnant with the fifth child when the husband was meant to go to play football in another country. So they call them, for their own whatever they do, a championship or something. That the night before the day that he was meant to leave, his friends called him and said, "Oh, so and so, let's go and have a drink. Tomorrow you are leaving. Let's go and have a drink." He followed his supposed friends to have a drink and they poisoned the man. The man died left a woman, 4 children with and a pregnancy. The woman didn't have anything, all the wealth gone. The family took all the wealth. And guess what? The woman started begging. Why am I saying this? The woman did not work. She wasn't working because she believes in the wealth of the husband. And that's how a lot of people are. Don't be that woman. Be that woman who passes strength, courage, principles, resilience, faith, healing, capacity. I am the woman I am today, a coach, a mentor, not because I find it so easy. And let me tell you one thing, I'm not there yet. I'm nowhere near there yet. But I have begun the journey of strength, a journey of wisdom, of courage, a journey of principles, of resilience. Sometimes we have that inferiority complex to push ourselves down and say, I can't do it. But guess what? You have the capacity. What is that one thing that you can do effortlessly? That when I wake you up in the morning and I ask you, or anybody asks you to do without thinking about it, what is that thing? Let's start from there. What is that one thing? Write it down. Don't write it to me. Don't give it to me. Write it down. What is that one thing that when they wake you up in the morning, you love to do effortlessly? Begin your journey from there. You could be a speaker today. You could be a trainer tomorrow. You could be somebody who loves to help people. But woman, don't sit down. Find yourself. Miles Monroe of blessed memory says something. He said the greatest gifts are in the grave. Unused talents are in the grave. You know why? Because many people did not use the capacity, they did not function in the capacity that God has given to them. And they died not having that. People with generational wealth, people with wisdom, with capacity, have gone down the drain, have gone down. Why? Because they do not know who they are. So what are we passing today? We are passing strength. What are you passing today? Will you pass the wisdom? Would you pass the courage? Would you pass the resilience, the principles, the faith, the healing? You're not just passing opportunities. You're not just passing advice. Let me advise you and go. There are a lot of things that I've done in this season of my life that I did not know I could do. But we keep on pushing. When a woman survives pain, you become a carrier of wisdom because people will want to listen to you. And that's your battle. Your story is someone else's survival. Your story is someone else's survival. So if you're in that pain, if you feel that you are in that pain right now, tell yourself, I must go through it. I must survive it so that someone else can survive it. Your story is not for shame. Your story is for someone else's survival. There is a woman waiting to hear what you lived through because you didn't die through it. There's someone out there waiting for your manifestation. There's someone praying for your strength that is already inside of you. Today, I'm able to speak here and in other places, not because of anything. If I didn't have a story, there is no way I will be here today. There's somebody praying for your capacity. There's somebody praying for your strength. You need to pass that wisdom. You need to pass that courage, that testimony. There is a story in you that you need to pass. Take your pain, embrace the lesson. I don't know your journey, I don't know your pain, but I want to encourage you that in the midst of it, rise up. Rise up. Be who God has called you to be. Walk through it. I might not know it. I might not be able to, cry with you, laugh with you. I might not be able to stay with you. I might not be able to sit with you. But guess what? There is someone with you and is able to stay with you. Whatever the pain you have walked through, whatever seasons that try to break you, whatever disappointment wounded you, maybe it's heartbreak, maybe it's family, maybe it's marriage. I've seen a lot of people who've gone through marriage and divorce, and at the end of the day, they became a shadow of themselves. Why? Yes, it hurts, but pick yourself up because that's part of your pain. Whatever storm you survived, you are not behind shadow. You are being prepared. You are being prepared. So don't see your pain as something. Don't see it as a curse. Don't see it as why me. See it as something that God has put in you for him to push you into your destiny. The woman you can become on the other side of the pain is unstoppable. Be unstoppable. If you need to train yourself today, this is the right time for you to do so. If you need to walk through that pain to survive, to push yourself. Now, one of the things I tell people, you need to push yourself. Many of us say, "Oh, I'm staying in a place," and I'm apologies. I'm not here to talk about marriage or anything. I'm here to talk about you. If you need to leave a place, please leave. If you need to fight for yourself, fight for yourself. You know who God has called you to be. Your destiny is calling. Take your pain, embrace the lessons in it. Anytime, ask yourself that question. What is the lesson to be learned in it? Let it become the battle you pass to the next one. So today, I don't want you to look at your pain as who you are. Look at your pain as the story to tell to the next generation, the healing you need to bring to other people, the excellence you need to get to, the greatness that is inside of you that is about to be emerged, the turnaround inside of you that the whole world is waiting for, the manifestation that the whole world is waiting for. Because if you don't go through pain, then how do you tell the story of your life? Rise out of the pain so that you can tell the next generation. So today, I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to, before I go into the next thing, one of the things that you will see is before I go into the next one, I hope that someone has been blessed today. But one of the reasons why I wrote this book was because of, this is my book. One of the reasons why I wrote this book was because of the journey. I can't tell all of my story. I just told you a little. This book is loaded with something for you. It's loaded with a lot of wisdom, a lot of capacity, that ability for you to rise. Destiny will change your life. But first, it will break your heart. Many times we pray for purpose. We don't pray for betrayals. Many people have been betrayed in life. We don't pray for loneliness. Many people have been lonely. We don't pray for waiting seasons. We don't pray for all of those things. But you know what? It's the journey to purpose. It's a journey to purpose. So my book is on Amazon. It's on cochomo.com. You can take it from there. I'm going to stop right now before I move to the next one. I hope people have questions. I'm ready to take the question. Thank you, Stavumi.
Thank you so very much, Coach Omo. If you stop sharing, that was really good. Really, really good. In fact, I was writing something down, but you already touched on it. When you were talking about the role that you were before, the role you started with that you were doing. And I just wanted to encourage people that, look, it's all in your mindset. Whatever job you're doing, own it with all of your chest. It's your job. You're going day in and day out. And you must remember that it's also a journey to where you're going. It's not your destination. So, like she rightly said, it was one of the things that I wanted to share, but she touched on it already. Every skill that you attribute, every skill that you get along the way, trust me, you will need them later, whether you like it or not. There's nothing that is lost. There's nothing that is lost. Everyone has been on that journey. I've been a cleaner, I've been a chambermaid, I've been a sandwich maker, I've been, I'm just trying to remember what else I've been. Then I became an admin, and then now I work in IT. Everyone has a journey, but trust me, every journey that you take, it's a step. Own it with all of your chest. Be confident with your journey. You understand? Be confident where it's well. Actually, where it's well. It's so key that you own your journey, because she can now talk about her journey. She can now talk about where, all the steps that she took to become this whole person. But without that part of her, she can't finish the journey. Do you understand? The journey cannot be made whole, literally. So whatever you're doing, it's your job. Own it. Be happy with it. Be confident. Have that mindset that, yes, this is what I do. I wake up daily to do this, and be okay to introduce yourself. Do you understand? It's where you're going. It's a step to where you're going. So I just want to encourage someone with that before we go. And obviously, I knew that this person is going to talk, because I just love her when she comes on PTB. Yes, please, Auntie Grace. Thank you, ma'am. I've asked you to unmute yourself.
Okay, yes. Okay. Thank you to the speaker. And that's really, I think what you said will resonate with everybody. But I would like to say that for three things, it's just to add, because I'm also a trauma-informed care specialist as well. One thing is that pain is inevitable. It's our body, it's a human experience that is a reaction to a bad experience. And one of the things we tend to do, some people use it to, some people, they suppress their pain. They suppress their pain they exile their pain. When you exile your pain or you suppress your pain without acknowledging the pain, the tendency for it to rear its ugly head later, because that means that pain will start following you. That pain will actually affect your reaction to issues. Instead of being proactive, you'll be reactive. That pain will affect your character, will affect your personality, will affect your relationship. And God said we are an overcomer. So it's good to not to suppress your pain. And it's not a sign of, and when you are even telling your pain, when you want to acknowledge your pain, be honest with your pain. Face your reality at that point in time with faith and hope. For instance, Jesus even said, take this cup away from me. He was honest about his pain. Job was honest about their pain. There's so many people in the Bible that were really honest to God about their pain. So it's about not denying, not saying in Christendom that I reject it in Jesus' name. No, there are some things we can say we reject, but it happens to us because one thing I realized over my own experience about raising my son with disability and is the fact that like I used to ask, why me? But at the end of the day, why could it not be me? But my last son is over 30 years. And you know what? Count it all joy. That's what the Bible says. I can now look back and each time I thank God for the experience, for the impact. Through him, I learn patience. Through him, I believe that we are created for service, that we must be impactful. So that's very important. And one of the things you don't do with pain is that one thing is that when you acknowledge it, pain has an information. Why am I feeling this way? It's very important. Instead of why me? Why am I feeling this thing? What are the things that triggers that pain? It's about be curious about the information that the pain is going to tell you. Be curious and then seek help. Don't suffer alone in pain. Don't be isolated because pain isolates you. Pain isolates you. And you can be in the midst of cry and you are alone. Don't isolate yourself. Once you've done a bit of a kind of reflection, ask for help. Anybody that is not going to judge you, that's going to create that psychological safety that you need when you are processing and navigating that pain. Life is full of challenges, and how you solve one pain would enable you to solve it, because uncertainty doesn't stop. But one thing is that once you know, identify how you can solve one problem, then you will be able to solve another problem. So thank you very much for that, and it's really resonates with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Auntie Grace. Thank you for sharing all of that. Acknowledge your pain. I know the things that will trigger your pain, and do not isolate your pain. And that is a very key one. I was speaking to a friend earlier today, and it was just about pain isolation and how, people are being alone, even though they are not alone. Sometimes you just need to look for, it's important, women, that you have a support system. It's important, women, that you have somebody that that you can talk to. I think it's very, very, very key. You can't do life alone. I think it's one of the things that PTP members would know. You can't do life alone. You need somebody. You need to talk to someone. Otherwise, it just becomes too full inside of you. Obviously, I'm not saying go and talk to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but find somebody that, you can share with. When you share, the problem is not magnified anymore, or the challenges are not magnified, because you are not in that space to think. And sometimes you just need somebody else to help you to think, free of charge. Let people help you to think, free of charge. So always have somebody. I think it's a very key one. Anybody else, if you want to share, you have a question, please do use your reaction button. Coach Omo is here. Anybody you want to share? Maybe something came to your mind while she was talking, something resonated with you, or maybe you have a question that you feel that you need to ask her, please. Anyone? Anybody? I think one of the things I wrote about is that there's always something in it for you as you navigate life, that there's nothing that you are, going to do or not do that you need to lose something. There's always a skill in there for you to learn. There's always someone, the people you meet on the way, like she said, you just don't meet people. I think we need to live life intentionally. You just don't meet people. There are a billion people in the world. God won't just bring you around, certain people and just think that's just it. No, there's always a reason. You may need them now. You may not need them now. You may need them later. But always keep people close. I'm one of the people that I say that never fight with people. Women, please. Don't fight. Like you say to yourself, I'm never going to speak to this person again. Create boundaries, but never, ever. You just don't know. You see, life is so fragile that we need each other. And if you're close to me, you would know that I always anchor on this. You need each other. When people say, oh, this person knows somebody to call. No, it's not because they know somebody. It's because you have refused to know somebody to call. Because you know what, if that person as well decided to be like you, they wouldn't know someone to call as well. And I get it that in this world that we're living in, people want to keep to themselves because maybe they've been hurt before. But please, if you've been hurt before, please, I want to encourage you today, open up again. You will find your niche. You'll find your circle. There's somebody there that God has created for you. It's important. Stop doing life alone. You need someone. We all need somebody. It's so, so key, please. And if there are no questions, I'm not sure.
Can I just quickly say this? I mean, just finding your niche, because it's basically finding your community. And I love what you said, because there's this adage that they say that 20 children cannot play for 20 years. And every journey of our lives, we realize that at some point you meet one person And there are some people that on your way to your next level, they are there. Doesn't mean that they also be there on the next level. So at every level, you need to understand who this person is, what this person has come to do in my life. Is this person going to the next level with me? If not, don't hold on to it, or hell, the person will hold you, will bring you down. So what you are doing is you are pushing, you are not fighting with them. You are just understanding the people in your lives. And don't forget that community. When you have a community of people, where you do life together, when you do things together, when you pray together, when you understand each other, when you counsel each other, when you push each other, then you would know that even though your journey is your own journey, but then you have people around you. And that's why even in the midst of pain, you are encouraged. That's why some people stay alone in the house. They have mental health because they don't want to speak. And I like what Auntie Grace said, they don't want to speak. They're just, that pain is there, but they are hiding it, they are suppressing it. And by the time the thing starts to burst out, bam, it might be too late. Be the person, share. Talk to somebody that you know that can, that you can trust, or you can help, that can help. I have a friend, the moment I go through something, we still cry. Sometimes you still wet the pillow, and that's the honest truth. We still wet the pillow. But when you are wetting the pillow, you're asking yourself, God, help me. There's somebody that God has sent to you. Speak to that person, or there's somebody closer to you. By the time you speak your truth, you find that peace of mind. That rest, but don't stop moving. Keep moving.
Thank you so much. Don't stop moving. Keep moving. I love what is it Tango said, a soldier cannot win a war alone. And that is so true. You need a community. A soldier cannot win a war alone. You need a community. Please find your tribe. I think it's just, we're going to end on that note if no one asks questions. Make sure that you find your tribe. Make sure that you're speaking. Make sure that you're talking. It's one of the ways that I feel that God has created us. We're relational people. We are relational people. Find your niche. And in whatever pain that you have gone through, like she said, look at the bigger picture. There's always something in it. Who is here now? Sister Nonya is here. She shared on I think PTB in October, and she was able to share her story. And through her story, I've met so many. In fact, I was at a place yesterday, and it was so funny because I saw the name, because I know the names. I don't know people physically sometimes. So when I saw the person's name, I was like, I know you. And she was also saying, I know you. And I was able to, it was because when she shared her story, the lady was on the platform. So you see how we are all like a jigsaw puzzle. And all we're doing is we're just connecting into the puzzle one after the other. And sometimes we don't fit in the puzzle, and that's okay. And like Coach Amos said, you need to understand that some people in your life, they're not going to be there all through to. It doesn't mean that you have issues with them, but in the book of your life, because I see our lives as a book, like you're reading a book. In the first chapter, somebody gets, the author introduces these people, and sometimes in chapter 2, you don't see those people. Maybe then you come to chapter 8 again, they resurface again, and that's okay. We must learn to be mature, to handle things in a mature way. I always say, please, if you're a PTB person, a PTB woman, I want people to identify you as a PTB woman, not nagging, just full of love, full of joy, so much that you are exuding it all out. And that's fine. So I'm going to call again. Yes, please, Auntie Grace.
And that's why I want to bring in forgiveness. That's very key. And if somebody must have offended you, somebody must have done something unimaginable to you, or somebody very close to you, or sometimes maybe when you were growing up, because sometimes we internalize what we've gone through as a child and we carry on in our mind. We exile it. We are always in a survivor mode. Some people, they smile, and behind that smile, there is a lot of pain. Some people use smile to cover. And some people, they will be people's pleaser. All these things, all these pains, they affect our personality. So, and these are learned behaviors that have started when we are using it to cope as a coping strategy, which are very very reactive. No, and some people use a lot of things. So whoever has offended you, whoever has offended you, well, pain is a reaction that we cannot, it will happen. But then don't let pain ruin your life. Don't let pain ruin your life. Because forgiveness, sometimes people think forgiveness does not mean that you can continue speaking with that person. You don't have to speak with that person. But when they mention the name of that person, it doesn't control you anymore. In your mind, you have a kind of freedom and release in your mind, whatever might be the offense of that person. It's about, because if you don't forgive, that person is still controlling your emotions. And you don't want to allow your mental space to occupy something that is not going to add to your future. So the best thing is to let go, of that pain, is to let go. When you let go, you have to acknowledge the pain. You can't suppress it. But when you acknowledge and you don't suppress, and you actually see the information, why am I like this? Because you will know your behavior. You will know, why am I like this? Why am I behaving like this? Then when you've dealt that, it's about time to let go and be a new person with freedom. Because the Bible says, even when somebody offends you, it says 777 times. So, and the person Jesus said, the person that they say, this person is a harlot, is whatever. That's the first time if you've never done it. So it's high time we release ourselves from any bondage. From any bondage. Pain is a bondage. From anything that is holding us captive. So God will help us. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ma. Lorraine, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Lorraine. Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. Thank you so much, Coach Omo, for the presentation today. I also like what everyone has said, including Nancy Grace. From my knowledge of medicine and mental health, pain is a lot of all of the things that we have said today. I love how this is my first time on the platform, but I love what the host or the convener of this platform is doing with it. Pain, I've been privileged to read Coach Omo's book. And one of the things that she says about pain is that it is a catalyst. Pain propels us to our next level. Pain, Auntie Grace, I think it was, said something that some of us, our pain makes us react, instead of making us actually do something better. What is your pain teaching you? What is that pain saying in that moment? It's supposed to propel you to that next level. Because just like Coach Omo has said, truly, the pain is not just about you or for you. It's for somebody in the future. We've given so many lovely examples, and there are so many examples of my mind from medicine, from mental health that I'm into. And one thing I want to say is that a lot of people have internalized the pain. Very important thing that Auntie Grace said. And it comes out. It's a natural response. We don't even know how much our pain can come out because we've learned so much to internalize it. In 2025, most of the things ongoing now, the root cause, the foundation is the pain that we went through as children, childhood trauma, one thing or the other. And I hope that as we continue to talk about pain, continue to talk about acknowledging our pain, we will then be able to help ourselves come out. It's not easy. It's not an easy journey. Working with some people now, I can see how difficult it really is. But the good thing is that we'll be able to teach our children, not just the children that we bear, but the children from other people in our community coming after us. Some people are going through pain that you can't imagine. I've heard stories, and it's really, really, really tough. And that's where I'll come to the importance of community. If people had community, they had anchors, a lot of people would be better today. People are going through healing processes. It is not pretty. It is not pretty at all. So we can say so many things about pain, but I want us to acknowledge that pain is a catalyst. It should propel us to the next level. So as much as we're feeling the pain, what is this pain teaching me? Like we've just heard this evening. What is this pain saying to me? How can I rise above this pain, not just for me, but for the person behind me? I really love the example given about the person who, I don't know who gave that example, the person who has had miscarriages and can then be able to talk to the woman who's now facing the challenge of, miscarrying a child. It's not pretty, but it is possible. And with platforms like this, with everyone talking about it, being self-aware, then I'm sure that we would all get better, one day after another. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much, Dr. Lorraine. Just any other question? Please, I can see that Coach Omo's links. I will still send it out anyway when I'm giving a thank you later to your WhatsApp links. All our details are there. The book is there. If you need a coaching lesson, whatever it is that you need with her, please. I love to collaborate. I love it when we all just do things together. It just makes life easier. One person cannot do it all. So please, whatever help that you need, if you feel you need our help or you need a support, it's all you need to do is just copy, open your notepad on your phone and paste it there. You may not need it now. You may need it later. You may need it for somebody else. So please just make sure that you've copied that information. And also, if you're here, our YouTube link is there. You can look at things we've done in the past. We've been on for 5 years. And so there's so many topics that I know that will resonate with women, that you can see that there's mental health, there's safeguarding. That's one that is really high on the radar. Safeguarding, please go there, look at it, share it. There's mother-in-laws, there's baby loss, there's menopause. There's just a lot on there. And as the new year is coming as well, there is, I'm trying to say, understanding your purpose is there as well. And obviously there's also there that you can decide now to start to have your goals. It's all there on YouTube. So just feel free. And also, if you have anyone that has been in the UK for less than 5 years, actually less than 5 years or 5 years and less, there is a program, the 26th of March. I'm going to start sharing it soon. Living Well is called. It's bringing service owners, service providers together. It's called the Public Health Summit for Black residents in Kent and Medway. So if you live around Kent and Medway, it's going to be holding in Canterbury. It says it's better, longer, and stronger. And there's going to be a lot of real factors shaping our everyday lives: money, work, environment, family, education, belonging, and well-being. There's going to be a lot of engagement on faith, culture, community, employment opportunity pathways, immigration, belonging, community, well-being of the mind, trauma, informed living. Auntie Grace is a big fan of trauma, very, very big fan. She's a trauma what do you call them? Trauma advocates as well. And she's quite informed. So if you need anything, you want to also reach out to her, please do inform me. Financial well-being, planning beyond today, and a lot of things also for the young people. So if you're here 5 years or less, you've just come to the country, just want to understand how this is bringing all the service providers together. So the police, you have the, I'm trying to remember now, the police, you have all the service providers, NHS is coming as well, fire service, everyone is going to be there. So make it a date, the 26th of March, 2026, if you put that in your calendar. So yeah, we have come to the end of Pass the Baton for the month of November. Like I said, please, if this is your first time, it's no longer your first time because you're now part of the community. Please do send an email to passthebaton@yahoo.com if you want to be notified for our future events, strictly only for pre-TB events. You will be notified. You will get the notification. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Coach Omo's links are there. If you need as a speaker, whatever it is, please just do let me know. And on that note, we're going to end tonight. But before we go, I'm trying to see who is there. Hopefully, Auntie Bola Oyediran, if you're here, please, if you can just close us out in prayer. She also has a devotional that I definitely will talk about because it is so good. It's just one page, Short, sweet, beautiful. For the children, it's good. My daughter uses it before she goes to school. We talk about it, and she has done a Christmas edition. I can tell you that anything, literally, this woman would just use it into a devotion. That's the gifts that God has blessed her with. She's written so many, and even for so many churches. So God has been really using her, and it's always good that we promote each other's gifts. So please, okay, I've got Elizabeth. Yes, please. Why do you like lastminute.com now?
Okay. Sorry, I'm not doing last minute. I just want to appreciate her because everything she spoke has resonated with every woman here. So I just think it's a big hug from me. I'm very, very grateful to be part of this tonight. And thank you very much. Thank you so much. God bless you and reward you. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. It's not only tonight, you're always part of it. You are part of the puzzle, part of everything of PTB. She's one of my inner girls. So thank you, sis. So any other contribution for Coach Omo, please do feel free, just unmute yourself. I think she's spoken to every woman tonight. Whatever face that you are, she has definitely spoken to everyone. And I anchor what Elizabeth has said. Anybody else?
Can I just quickly say that there's a free ebook on my link. So it's called Arise and Shine. So it's just the Isaiah 60 confession and prayer. So for anyone who wants to go through that, it's very free. So you can go through the link, you can take it on and use it for yourself. Well, thank you for having me, Salome. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everyone who is here today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. It's been amazing. Thank you.
We are the honored ones. So thank you so much. Thank you. Just everyone, if you can just unmute yourself and maybe do a thank you, do a virtual, whatever it is that you want to do, and then we close out.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, December is always our carol night, carol service. So please do come in December, and if we just wait for Auntie Bola to close us out. Thank you. We can't hear you, but I know you can. You're muted. Oh, go on.
Okay, let me unmute.
No,
Thank you.
Auntie Bola, are you talking?
Thank you very much.
I can see you've unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Oh,
we can hear you now. Go on.
Thank you very much. Thank you. God
Thank
bless you. Thank you.
She's not the one talking. Okay, I'm just going to pray. And we'll do the priestly prayer. May the Lord bless us. May the Lord keep us. May the Lord make his face to shine upon us. And may the Lord give us peace. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much, everyone, again. You're all fantastic. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And have a very, very good weekend.